Ladies and gentlemen, in celebration of Wonder Woman's historic achievement at the box office, we're going to look a little bit more at Themyscira. I invite you to share your pictures, photographs of more Wonder Woman stuff, fan art, and even some more of the Themyscirans that you didn't see in my videos before. Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into it. So here, of course, is the set of Themyscira. This is an actual location in Italy. Look at the beautiful, beautiful flower arrangements, and artwork, and architecture of this place. We see on set some of the actors. Here they are, but they are all dressed up and covered up because, of course, it's cold. Which is why they're covered up like that. You see the food there. This is a complete society. This is a complete civilization. Reminds me a bit of the Grecians, how they're dressed. And complete society. It's got agriculture, art, craft, languages, senates for governance, and it has its own internal irrigation systems, water structures, the spectrum of careers. It's really amazing. And when you look at here, it does resemble the ancient Greek people, and this is in Italy, by the way. It should be part of Rome. Really fantastic. And of course, every single race of woman is here, which is really cool. Now, the actual history of the Amazons goes Aphrodite's created them from clay, but there's also this other lore that says that they actually are the resurrected, reshapen, dead women who were once abused and taken advantage of. Okay, so there are different stories behind it. Now, I just love this picture because it shows us that they look like Greek women. They actually pulled from actual history, ladies and gentlemen. This is fiction, but yet it feels real. It feels grounded. Look at the background here, the mountain slope in the background here. And again, all of these designs here are actual real designs that actually were used in history. And that's the thing. The fiction feels real. That's what I love the DCEU for. Look at this. Beautiful landscaping. This is an actual venue of Italy. Stone mixed with grass. Beautiful. Lily Aspen here on the horse. As you know, she's a professional horse rider. She takes part in competitions where the horses have to do different tricks and stuff. This is a stunt double for Gal Gadot. You can see the dots on her face here. This is where they digitally remove her face and replace on her face Gal's face. But all of her facial expressions and movements would be taken over by mocap, and basically the digital double for Gal would echo the facial expressions. So in that movie, sometimes you're seeing Gal fighting and it's not really Gal. It's actually this lady, her stunt double, who you will see again in this photo right here. See her? So, it's pretty cool, isn't it? And this lady is trained in martial arts. She once greeted Jackie Chan. Fantastic fighter. Here are the Themyscirans again. This is their setting, waiting for the beach scene. You can see that the guy here, he's dressed very well for cold weather, whereas the lady, she has to kind of cover herself to keep herself warm. Because this place, though it's sunny, and you're wearing shades, it's cold. It's cold. This is Kirsten Dozen, who is a model and also a horse rider. I believe she also enters competition. She was one of the Queen's Guard. There's a model here, dressed in Themysciran battle gear. A little bit dressed down, probably in training gear. This is Erin Bostock. She is an MMA fighter. Don't mess with that lady. Period. Here she is in battle gear. Here she is in training gear. So there's training gear and battle gear. Here are a number of Amazons. I don't know what they're doing here inside of this hole, but you can see them in full training gear once again. Not quite sure why they're down there. There's a cup there too. I hope they're not drunk. Here we have some more Amazons here. This lady, she's covered up. Actually, This is thymoskerian gear underneath. So it could be because it's cold. Now I can tell you for a fact these three women here are athletes. This lady, she is a CrossFit trainer. She has Spartan on her, which is pretty interesting because 300, you know, shout out to 300 right there. And this lady here, she is a CrossFit athlete. We've seen her a number of times. This lady here, she is a marathon runner. Okay, professional athlete. So these are professional athletes. I don't know for these two, but they look pretty fit. So here is again our marathon runner, and here's Kirsten Dozer, and she's also a professional athlete. I don't know for this lady. She looks like she's a model. Well, this lady's a model as well. But very interestingly enough, they are the Queen's Guards. They are part of the Queen's Guards. Now this is civilian wear. You see these women in civilian wear. You've seen them before, but here they are. Oh, this lady at least, the same lady right here. She's in civilian wear here, and here she's in battle gear. There is a difference. More battle gear. Possibly a stunt woman. You see another woman here. She's lying down resting. Either this is a lady lying down resting or a dummy for a dead Amazon. Here's another very fit lady. She is one of the Queen's. She's one of the Queen's soldiers. Okay. Possibly also one of the stunt women and martial artists. The horse is also exceptional. Look at that thing. The gear and everything. And the way it feels like history. I remember Connie Nielsen saying that the actual Greek Amazons actually fought this way. This was how they actually fought. That the myths about them, they were real women armies. They really existed. I told you guys that was true. And not only in Europe, but there are also women armies in South America, where there was also the Amazons there. Right, so you saw this already. But I just wanted to point out that this CrossFit trainer, she is seen in the movie here. Alright, Steve Trevor, aka Chris Pine, is flanked by Artemis, who is Ann Wolf, who's two-time heavyweight world championship boxer, and this CrossFit trainer here. And if you look at them, you see the veins on the CrossFit trainer. She is fit. Let's look at Ann Wolf here. They could kick Chris Pine's ass any day of the week. Steve Trevor was in some trouble, I'm telling you. He behaved like Indiana Jones on that one because dude was about to get taken down easy. I mean, this bad. Did you see Artemis in action? Pity, man. One thing I wish I had seen more footage of was the beach scene where the Amazons were actually fighting the soldiers. I saw Gal's character, which is Diana, shoot a guy with an arrow, and in the same breath, you saw Artemis take down a soldier with the battle axe in her hand here. I mean, with one sweep, it was just so devastating. And I was thinking, man, if I could just see more footage of these Amazons fighting, that would be awesome. I don't think we're going to get extra footage of that. I really wish we would, though. Because that thing was sick. Here are the Amazons. This is the Queen's Guard. You saw one of the Asian ladies who was part of the Queen's Guard. This is probably her here. Big, strong woman. And of course, this is the helmet for the Queen's Guard, as it says right here, Queen's Guard helmet. And here is another Amazon, trained, of course, in the bow. You don't mess with that thing, man. A lot of skill, a lot of strength. And here we see her also here in battle. She seems to be part of the Queen's Guard as well. And she's taking out a soldier right at that point with a sword. So she's not only trained in the bow, but in hand-to-hand combat as well. And here are the Amazons running into battle. Tour de force. telling you now, this woman will kick your ass. No disrespect, but look at them. I would be swimming away from Paradise Island if they don't hit me with some arrow. I'll take a dive. I dive under the water and just swim for life, man. Try to get up for air and just dive back down. Hope they don't hit me with the arrow. Are you kidding me, man? This is just not a situation you want to be involved in, you know? I say all of this just to say that I really want to find out more about Themyscira, especially this side of their life, the community, their civilization. But in terms of the box office, we already talked about this and we're celebrating this right now. I wanted to share with you guys just one thing, which would be the weekend totals. It exceeded what I expected. I expected it to be 900,000, but it's 1.1 million that they estimated to be. Only a drop of minus 24% in 803 cinemas. This movie's not slowing down at all, and that's crazy. So, what I wanted to say about this phenomenal movie is not only has it made history in terms of being the #1 superhero movie in North America, in terms of debut or even where you have reboot. In terms of debut and reboot, this is the #1 superhero movie in North America. I don't think anything's going to pass it anytime soon. And I hope that it does become the #1 superhero movie in the world in terms of origin or reboot ever. Because, you know, I'm looking forward to it doing exceptionally well all across the board. I mean, for it to do that, it'll have to overtake Spider-Man Homecoming. But I wanted to show you the accolades for this movie very quickly, what it has achieved, that are not necessarily to do with gender. This is just across the board. It is the #1 superhero origin movie of all time. This is what it is now. It is also the #1 DC Extended Universe movie. And those are two unmistakable accolades that we have to attribute to Wonder Woman. It is also the 3rd highest DC Comics movie, but that really doesn't matter as much as it being the #1 superhero origin film of all time. I'm hoping that's in North America, but I'm hoping it will become the #1 superhero origin movie, period. That is worldwide box office gross. #1 superhero origin movie, superhero reboot movie of all time. I'm looking forward to that. That has not yet happened. So, those are the things I want to say. Oh, it's also the #1 superhero summer movie of all time. In fact, it is the #1 superhero summer movie for the summer. So all of these things, domestically speaking, of course. In terms of worldwide, there's at least one superhero that's above it, and that's Guardians of the Galaxy right now. So this movie has done a number of firsts, and that's what I am happy about. That's what we're celebrating. So feel free to just share your views on this movie. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Post links of more Amazons that I haven't covered. Share as much as you want also of this movie in terms of fan pictures, fan photos. Go nuts. I want to see links. I want to see comments. Invite your friends. Invite your friends. And let's have a good old time celebrating Wonder Woman, the #1 domestic superhero origin or reboot superhero comic book movie of all time. Soon we will see, and also has crossed $800 million, by the way, that's a side note. But the #1 superhero origin or reboot comic book movie of all time, Wonder Woman. Come on, folks. Let's celebrate. You guys have a great one.